का माय यूट्यूब चैनल। उम्मीद करता हूँ आप लोग खैरियत से होंगे। तो आज की इस वीडियो के अंदर हमने आपके साथ कुछ टिप्स शेयर करनी है जिसके ज़रिए से आप लोग जो है वो क्या कर सकते हैं, बाइंग एंड सेलिंग डोमेन का काम कर सकते हैं, ठीक है, और इससे प्रॉफिट बना सकते हैं। 5 एक्सपर्ट टिप्स फॉर बाइंग एंड सेलिंग डोमेन नेम्स फॉर प्रॉफिट। तो वीडियो को स्टार्ट करने से पहले अगर चैनल पर फर्स्ट टाइम आए हों तो चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर दीजिएगा। तो स्टार्ट करेंगे आज की इस वीडियो को। बाइंग एंड सेलिंग डोमेन नेम्स इज एन एक्साइटिंग एडवेंचर दैट फॉर सम सीम्स टू conjure up images for finding hidden pirate treasure or guessing the winning combination on the next Powerball. Stories abound of domains that were purchased for $8 15 years ago being sold today for millions. Of course, that leads the more adventurous of us to wonder, how can I do that? Well, the question is big, your likelihood of cashing in on the mother lode is low, and you are liable to waste a lot of time and money chasing after the wrong ships. You need to map or some other advantage to guide you toward that elusive booty. These 5 tried and true tips for buying and selling domain names for a profit can navigate you to become an expert. 5 tips for buying and selling domain names for profit. Here are some tips to get you pointed in the right direction when trying to buy or sell a domain name for profit. Narrow your focus. Find names that offer real value. Check domain availability. Evaluate the price. Get your domain front and center. Let's dig into each of these tips. Narrow your focus. तो सबसे पहले अपना फोकस करें आप लोग। There are millions of domain already registered by someone and endless combinations of available domain to register, especially when you consider the hundreds of new domain name extensions like .app and .club. If you plan on buying a domain to resell it, start by narrowing your focus. What do you know about already that can make this easier? Do you know about pets? Trying getting a dog or .pet domain name. Are you in car or home sales? Consider getting a car or .real estate domain extension. Is your profession in educate or healthcare? Check out .education and .doctor options. Think about some of the spaces you are most familiar with and start your domain name search based on the related keywords. It is much easier to sell a domain you know would be valuable to someone in a particular industry. What not to do. Here, what you don't want to do. Target prospective buyers based on their perceived economic status. Without any insight into the industry you are targeting, lawyers seem to do well. You think maybe I should start selling names to them, so you rush out and buy a bunch of domain names you think would appeal to the law firms you have identified as potential buyers. Without knowledge of the space, you may not know that the American Bar Association and other industry-specific organizations set rules that govern some aspects of legal advertising. You are not going to strike gold selling names your target buyers can't use. Understand your audience and the sales will eventually follow. You can keep a domain for 10 years and still sell at a considerable profit. While you are waiting for it to sell, you can monetize the domain and throw in some SEO, which in turn can justify the cost to the buyer. Most domains end up paying for themselves, so your portfolio won't really cost you any money out of pocket. Remember to focus on the areas you know well, and you will be much more successful than buying and selling domains you think would benefit someone in an industry you know little about. Find names that offer real value. Think of ways that the domain you buy would be a valuable asset to a buyer. Picture someone who would benefit from buying the domain in a space you are very familiar with. If this was you and someone was trying to sell you this name, would it be beneficial for you to own? Be honest. If so, why? If not, why? Use those answers to refine your search for names. Let's play this out with a real example. Say you are familiar with the real estate market in Tempe, Arizona, and you have the opportunity to purchase Temperament.com for $200. This might be a good deal. Tempe has a lot of rental property, it's competitive market and there's ample turnover in the apartment space because the city is home to a major university. Ask yourself. तो ये डिफरेंट तरीके हैं कि जिसके ज़रिए से आप लोग ये टिप्स थी कि आप लोग बाइंग एंड सेलिंग डोमेन कर सकते हैं, ठीक है, और इसके ज़रिए से प्रॉफिट कर कमा सकते हैं। तो मैं उम्मीद करता हूँ वीडियो पसंद आई होगी। आप लोगों से मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट वीडियो के अंदर। अपना बहुत सारा ख्याल रखिएगा। हमें इजाज़त दीजिए। गुड बाय।